Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. Today I'm featuring another Nubeo watch, and this is the Skylab. Now, I've reviewed this watch a few different times on this channel, but you know how YouTube goes. It's always good to put up fresh content and share new color variations. So this one is again, the Skylab, and this is done in the, I think they call it gold green, I think. Let's see what they say. Green gold, right? And so you folks, for those who've been watching me for a very long time, know that green is not one of my favorite colors. I'm not really a huge fan of green, but there are a few variations. Perfect example is when Invicta did the Helios and of course the Gladiator done in yellow tone, gold, and green. I definitely wanted to pick up one of those, definitely the Helios. I lost out on the opportunity to get one. I just didn't, strike when the iron's hot. So this is, I guess, the next best thing, right? Not saying I won't pick up another Invicta down the road, but this one here is one of those colors that I just wanted to get. Now, I will state that they do call it gold, but I do think this is more of like a copper kind of color. And you can hopefully see by this video here, and you'll see the close-ups when we turn the camera around, that it is more of a copperish, kind of rosy kind of gold. So I would have preferred it with a brighter gold, but I think this does work pretty well because the green on this is not a bright green. When I think about the Invicta watch, the Helios I was mentioning earlier, it was more of like a bright green with a bright yellow gold. Again, very cool color combination. Never would have thought I would have wanted one. But this one here is more of like an OD green. It's more of a subdued, more of a khaki sort of green, if you will. So I wanted to get this one. The reason why I wanted this one, and you might be saying, how many watches do you need? How many watches do you actually wear? I wanted something a little different. So I am going to put this on, I think, a matte finish rose tone shark mesh. Originally, when I ordered it, I had the vision of putting it on a gold shark mesh, but in all honesty, this is not really gold, and this is kind of a bad way of describing it. And you'll see when we do the close-ups here that it is a lot, you'll definitely be able to see that it's more of a copper-like color. I don't mean to say that like I'm disappointed in any way, but my whole point in getting this color was to throw it on a metal strap. I have several of these. I think I have one in black. I think I might have red. Might even have another color as well. But I just was really looking forward to putting this on gold, and not really going to be able to do that unless I can find, again, I might be able to get some. This is almost more of like bronze, honestly. So I think a better name would have been bronze green. It is a little bit misleading on the pictures, but just kind of keep that in mind if you do make a purchase on this. It does come with a black strap as well, which I think on this watch is a little bit boring on it. I think the whole allure of this watch is the green. So I'm going to leave it on. If I can't find a nice mesh strap, a nice bracelet that'll match as well, I'll just keep this on the OD green. So very cool. So what is the big, I guess, fascination of this watch is the way it tells time. And you're going to see when I flip the camera around, show you those close-ups, that it is very unique and definitely an interesting piece to have in your collection. So let's flip the camera around and take a closer look. Okay, folks, so here we are, a couple close-up shots of the Nubeo Skylab Automatic. This one is the green gold. It's NB60830G or 0G. I reviewed the Skylab many times on this channel. I think I have about 4 or 5 of them. And, the reason I a lot of times will keep requesting a watch, that I already have, is because Nubeo keeps coming out with a different color, a color that I don't have, and I'm not really a huge green fan, but when I saw this watch, I had to have it. So, really unique. This is done in like a, all their watches are stainless steel, right? Amazing quality. Like when you pick up something like this, you'll be blown away. But, is it like, and I don't mean to say that like, oh, you won't be blown away with Invicta or Aragon or any of the other amazing brand watches out there, but it is super unique. This does come with a black strap and we'll call this like an olive green. I'm not a huge green fan, and there are a few watches I want to get in green, but generally they're more of like a bright green with a bright gold, kind of accents. And the only one that I've really seen before that I really wanted was one by Invicta, like the Gladiator and of course the Helios. And I missed out on those; they're gone. But this is awesome as well. So usually, when I want a green watch, it's got to be something pretty unique, and this one here is unique. So we have this kind of like I wouldn't call this a bright green. This is more of like an OD green, more of like a tactical kind of green. The bezel they call gold. I would call this more of like a copper or a brass kind of colored bezel. And then the same thing with the crown. These are screw-down crowns, of course. And what really makes this watch unique is how you tell time. So you basically tell time on the lower portion of the watch. As you rotate the crown. So if we're telling time here, let's just pretend it's 7 o'clock. So you're basically telling time on the hand, we'll call it, which is on what would normally be like the 4 or 5 o'clock position here, or the 4 o'clock position, right? So as soon as you turn, let me just turn the crown, and as it's 7:30, it's 7:45, it's 7:50, and then bam, you will, at that point, when you see this getting to almost 7:59, you jump back to the next hand. You'll see that one has flipped. You watch that one. Watch it goes from 5, and it's going to rotate, and now it's 8. So 8 o'clock, 8:30, almost 9. This flips. So you basically are telling the time in this lower arc. Time telling back, time telling back. And so it's a little different, I think, for a lot of folks. I wouldn't say you have to get used to telling the time. It's pretty easy, right? On the top portion of the watch, it is almost kind of wasted because this whole portion up here isn't really, there's no purpose. It just says Skylab, right? Nubeo, which is cool. They put something on it. I like that they have this, like the face back here behind, I guess it's sort of skeletonized. You have what I believe to be kind of the way that this inspiration, I believe it's a satellite, there's a structure on there where it has that pattern, right? Something like that. So, it's a very unique timepiece. I love the fact it's not just round, right? I love this shape in a watch. It's a big, bold watch. This is more of like a hexagon shape where we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Octagon, sorry, not hexagon. Octagonal, I think that's the correct way of saying that. It's super unique. Now this watch here, my intention when I saw it on their website was to throw this on a gold bracelet because this is a standard lug width. So the nice thing about these watches, and this is something I mentioned in a lot of videos when it comes to watches that have silicone or rubber, I don't know about the longevity of these materials, right? And so it's nice that they have a standard lug, so no matter what happens, you can get yourself a replacement strap. Whether it's something from Nubeo, whether it's something from Temu or Amazon, you won't be able to, this watch won't turn into a paperweight should the bracelet or should the strap get damaged anyway, right? Now I didn't want to throw this on a bracelet because I don't have anything. I don't have any Nubeo watches like this, any Skylabs that are on bracelet, and I thought this would be a really great candidate to throw it on like some gold shark mesh. But after getting the watch and looking at the gold, we compare it to actually, like here's this Duxo, it's not really gold. It's more of like I'd say more of like a brass kind of tint. So rose gold might be the best choice for something like this. And we'll see what I can find, but I think it would look really cool on bracelet. You folks know I'm more of a bracelet guy. Nubeo, I'm surprised they don't make this on bracelet. I wish they would make all their watches, and I'm going to say it again. Hopefully somebody will listen at some point. And they should make any watch that doesn't have a standard lug width. They should make like some adapter links, which let's just say this watch, again, does have a standard lug width, so you can find a strap or bracelet for it relatively easily. But, for watches that don't, it'd be nice to have an adapter, whereas if it is a proprietary strap, a little adapter that converts it to a standard like 20 to 24 millimeter lug width, and then you can go get any strap you want, any bracelet you want. But in this case, this is one of the watches that does give me peace of mind because I know no matter what happens to this strap, I'll be able to get some kind of replacement should it fail. And I'm not trying to plant the seed of doubt that it will, but, time will tell. Okay, well, there you have it, folks. The Skylab Automatic done in green gold. One thing about Nubeo, they make their watches, I think all of them, in limited edition runs, but they seem to always keep coming out with new color variations. So is that limited? Yeah, technically in each color, but not super limited. So very cool watch. I hope you enjoyed the close-up shots. And let's see what it looks like on the wrist. So I have a 7-inch wrist. I weigh about 183 pounds. And again, this watch is measuring in at 48 millimeters. So definitely not a small watch, but in all honesty, not a big watch by today's standards when it comes to the larger Invictas and Aragons. Really mainly Invictas and Diesel seem to kind of have the market kind of on lock when it comes to oversized timepieces. And, some folks, remember, always buy what you like, buy what makes you happy. I think this watch is a very unique piece. And if you are more of a traditionalist, this may not be the watch for you. But if you are a guy who likes space-themed watches, and you don't even have to really necessarily be looking for a space-themed watch to want this brand. I think if you're looking for a piece that's very unique and definitely outside the box, definitely one that will get compliments and definitely one that will get noticed, I think this is a great addition. I love the Skylab. The only gripe that I have with some of the Nubeo watches is I just really like the option to put it on a metal bracelet. And that's always going to be kind of my number one thing. And I hope that maybe down the road they start doing these timepieces maybe on some like plated shark mesh, maybe just a regular 3-link, something inexpensive. But it would be so cool to have this on a green bracelet. You know, I feel like there is a market for that because you find a lot of watch companies, you have the same stuff, you know. Really, Invicta is the only brand who's really doing things that are very colorful and outside the box. Everybody else, you can get, you know, again, these rubber straps. You can get silver, gold, black. But, you know, these are the ones that would really stand out. But just my 2 cents. I hope you enjoyed the video. Definitely a great looking watch on the wrist. 48mm, big size. If you're a guy who's not really into the super oversized timepieces, this might be kind of a nice compromise if you're looking for something a little bit bigger on your wrist. But, you know, again, always buy what you like, buy what makes you happy. And if you do make a purchase, let me know. I'd love to hear what your thoughts on this watch are. Thanks for watching. Links in the description. Take care.